Hello guys and welcome to another YouTube video on the Self-Gang channel. Today I'm going to tell you my new and my better custom tactics than ever. Honestly guys, since I've been using these custom tactics, I have been slapping like over 100 goals per weekend and only conceding like 25 goals per weekend, I would say. We're on the verge of hitting Elite 1 again, which is very good. Honestly, with the matchmaking, we have had a little bit unlucky in total, but we've been doing alright. And that's basically because of the tactics I've been using right now. So I went for a couple of upgrades, which is basically getting better fullbacks. This year the fullbacks are just so super OP. That's why a new formation started to become the meta, which is the 5-3-2. Now the first thing you're probably thinking when you hear 5-3-2 is like, oh, that's sweaty, drop back, 5 at the back, just chilling, sitting there. No, that's bullshit. Honestly, this is the most attacking formation I have ever used in any FIFA, and it all has to deal with the instructions that you give to the players. Like, you can decide basically, am I going sweaty, like sitting back with these guys, or am I going with everybody forward, so I end up with like, what, 7 people going forward in total. I'm going to show you my custom tactics, how I position everyone, and kind of explain like why I did what. If you do really enjoy the content, make sure to drop us a follow on Twitch, where we stream like 5 times a week, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can just click it right there. I would appreciate that very much. So, I went with Theo Hernandez on the left side. It's his headliner card. You can go with any type of version of it. Even Mendy basically still does the trick. I just went for Theo Hernandez because he just looks like an absolute tank and he goes box to box like so freaking fast. Nobody can really catch up with him. On the other hand, I have Cuadrado. It's the man of the match card, the 86. I just did it for the 5-star skills, basically. They both have good defensive stats, but they also all are both alright going forward. That's why I prefer to use it this way. And on center backs, I have 2 very tall and strong lads, Varane and Gomez. Gomez info and Varane road to the final. And our recent gen future star right now on center back for the pace, basically. Midfield, I have Jones. It says Rabiot here, but in game that's going to be Davies, team of the year. I could actually switch that around. Now I'm thinking about it, but I didn't. But in game, Rabiot is Davies' team of the year. I have him untradeable. He doesn't really link up with anything, so I just decided to bench him and put him up as a first-minute sub. And then Mbappe on midfield, and up front we have Neymar and Ronaldo. I'll explain to you why we're doing exactly this. The main tactics that I've basically been using on this formation are these. Very little width in defense because I'm basically with 3 people at the back and then a couple that kind of drop back when we're defending. But I want to keep it as narrow as possible because I don't want to get counted out and get the through balls straight through my defense, so that's why I keep it like this. I like to use a lot of depth. In game I tend to switch it to either, like, I keep it on 6 or I switch to 7 sometimes as well when I feel like my opponent is not really getting over his own half. I like to play with a lot of depth. I can understand if you're not super comfortable defending that you keep it on like 5 or 4. That works as well. Just realize that with 6 or 7 that you're able to get the ball into his half already. So that's why it's just like this. Fast build-up just really seems to be the meta this year. Somehow the combination is way more flowing. With that Davies team of the year midfield, you always have a possibility to pass it to him. And you just move from defense to attack in a matter of seconds. So that's why I use fast build-up. A little bit more width because obviously you're going to have the fullbacks overlap as well. So you need a little bit more width because in attack you will be with 6 or 7 people and you're going to use that width. You always have an option to pass it to if you use that width. Players in the box a little bit less. I don't like to get too crowded. I have Ronaldo there, I have Neymar there. Occasionally Davies and Mbappe go in there as well. So I like to keep it on 4. It has more to do with the player instructions where they actually are going to go. So I'll explain it a little bit later. And corners and free kicks I keep on 2 because you simply don't want to get counted out. Instructions on all the players. I have the strikers just to stay forward, stay central, and come back on defense. Stay central because I don't want them to drift wide because my fullbacks are going to drift wide. And come back on defense because I want them to be the passing option once we're getting like counted out or something and we got to start our attack again. I want them to be able to receive the ball, and with the fast build-up they will move to the striker position straight away anyway. Now the midfield are the tricky ones. I kind of went a little bit experimenting with these center mids. I figured out that Jones was going to be my proper stay back cover center CDM. I'm using kind of a CDM. He says stay on the edge of the box. He doesn't go into the box. Stay back while attacking, cover center, and conservative interceptions. Now you just need this one guy to be a proper seriea in these tactics. Otherwise you're gonna get countered out rather easily. Like what Jones does for me right now a lot is basically my opponent tries to do the long pass with a counter attack, and Jones is just there to cut them out. That's just what Jones does for me. Then Davies, so yeah, again, Rabiot is Davies. Davies is for me just like box to box. He's balanced, but get into the box for the crosses and cover center. I always have my center miss a cover center because basically it just works better than cover the wing for me. Because for the wing, I have my fullbacks basically. And then Mbappe has also balanced attack. Balance in this formation means kind of like, well, they're going forward always, but I'll also drop back a little bit so you don't get counted out too easily. Again, same instruction as on Davies basically. Well, you stay on the edge of the box because I actually prefer Davies to get into the box, because if there's ever like a cross or whatever, Mbappe doesn't really have as good a header as Davies. So that's why I have Mbappe to stay on the edge of the box. I'll also have the option to pass it back to Mbappe and get into the box with him and myself. Also cover center, like I said, on every centimeter. Cuadrado and Hernandez both join attack, overlap, and conservative interceptions. The overlap just works so well. Like what you get is basically I am attacking, my center mids get covered by their CDMs, my strikers get covered by their defenders, and then my fullbacks just like go over, then they overlap, they use the overlap, and they get into the attack. You use the wide space, you pass it to them, go to the back line, double tap, pass back into the box, and boom, you have your goal. This is the main formation I'm using. I have another variant on it. It's a little bit more attacking, I would say. 5 width, 5 width, in 5 width, 5 depth in defense. And then in attack, I have 5 width, 5 places. But it's a little bit more attacking, also a little bit more balanced. Like you see here, the width is the same in defense and as in attack. Basically, I use this one while I'm in the lead, and I feel like I can get a couple more goals to make the guy rage quit. I'm sorry, it sounds super ready, but it is what I use it for. It's just way more pressing. Against a very good opponent, I would never use this tactic because I'm just way too attacking. Basically, the big difference is I don't have the strikers going back on defense. They just stay forward. I don't have my midfielders on balance. No, they have on get forward. They go and get forward, and then still my fullbacks go and join attack as well. My ultra attacking tactics are when I am losing the 70th minute and I really think I should get the win. It's just full on attack, constant pressure, some with a lot of like very high depth, a little bit of width in attack though, because I want everybody to be narrow, because I want to get the ball back straight away. Fast build up, plays in the box, like or the freaking slide. It's kind of self-explanatory, I guess. Stay forward on the strikers. The cams get into the box for cross only that. The center mids, one get forward, one on the balance, and the fullbacks join attack, both of them. Very, very attacking. I guess it's just very standard. I think you could do anything with these attacking tactics, and it would still work kind of the same. What you just want is like you want to press a lot, you want to win the ball quickly. That's it, because you need to score. One other tactic I'm not really using at the moment is a 4-2-3-1. I kind of have it here as a backup. I have Ronaldo at striker, Neymar at mid cam, left and right cam are Mbappe and Davies. Yes, that is Davies still. I used to use this one a lot, but since the 5-3-2 is just a new meta, I prefer to use that one. On center mid, I wouldn't use it like. Yeah, I would use it like this. I have Cuadrado and Jones. Kind of, yeah, alright. Like probably I would send Jones as put Jones as stay back. Cuadrado on balance, and then the back line is just kind of the same. The instructions on them is probably a little bit more interesting. Stay central, target man, and stay forward for the striker. Mid cap, nothing at all. I just have that on standard. Then we have Mbappe and Davies on come back on defense and get into the box. They kind of work as a box to box. And the CDI just cut past lane cover center, and now one on stay back, one on balance. I think I prefer to have one on balance, so I kind of had that one extra player going forward. I would understand it if you would just put them both on stay back. I would really understand that. I think in this formation actually I would do it like this, because I prefer Cuadrado going forward over Jones. And then just the fullbacks are both on stay back. Just very standard. Like I said, I'm not really using these tactics anymore. I did like them. I think I put them on 7 depth, on 4 width, and then attack forward with 6 players in the box, 2 corners, 2 free kicks, and the rest on balance. Like I said, the one thing I was missing with this was kind of the input going forward. With the 5-3-2 one, I just really like is when you go forward, you just have extra men. Like, you go with your center mids, with your strikers, but also with your fullbacks. So honestly, I would say if you want to get a way more attacking formation, use the 5-3-2, use the meta. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was very useful, and if it was, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.